All right, I'm nervous, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay. So, first of all, welcome to the Forever an Athlete podcast. This is our third episode. But first episode with actual conversation with a person.
Yes.
I think the first two episodes, I was just basically introducing my brand, Forever an Athlete, which you and I kind of talked behind camera about. You know, just life after fitness and having that dedication. And
man.
That competition with yourself to stay in the best, physique or best look, best health that you can. So that's how Forever an Athlete got developed.
I love the brand. I love the all black though. The black is dope.
You should have wore it today.
No, I forgot my hat. I've been out all day. I apologize. I'm definitely gonna put the hat on so you can see it, because I've actually worn it a few times.
You didn't tag me or nothing, like.
I wasn't even on that. I was just kind of like out with wifey and stuff. I think I wore it to brunch, but I got you. It's coming soon.
Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. I know you're super busy.
Yes.
I follow you on Instagram and quite a few in the gym, but I appreciate you taking the time to come visit us.
Absolutely.
So I have a couple of questions that we'll just go through, and it's just talking about life after. I mean, you didn't play a college sport, but you did play sports at some time. And the Forever brand is not just about or not dedicated to people that played sports, but more so people that are just dedicated to a healthy lifestyle and fitness and your journey.
Right.
But I do want to talk about, you want to talk about your products that you have?
Yeah, we could talk about everything.
All of that, and I see some of the craziest memes.
It kind of throws people off a little bit because they're like, okay, well, what is this? So I own a supplement brand. Our flagship product is King Kong Unleashed. It's a male enhancement brand. And kind of like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Like just pretty much. That's plain and simple how you understand what we do. So what it is an all-natural male enhancement brand to help men to perform better in the bedroom, just maximize their, sexual potential within the bedroom, allows them to be longer, last longer, and also a more fulfilling erection. So, and obviously it's beneficial to the women as well. So I've been running this brand now for about 2 years now, about two years, and it's pretty much been a home run. It's helped me retire from trucking. I did 20 years in a truck driving career, and it's truly helped me transition into a full entrepreneurship, and it's been a blast. Right now we're well over 1,500 return customers. We recently just eclipsed, I think, over 10,000 sales. We also sell other products like natural testosterone booster, creatine, and fat burner. So we keep it pretty simple, but our most popular product is our male enhancement. And like you said, with the memes, we have fun with it. That's very intentional. Why? Because I know it's kind of like a taboo thing, especially in our community. Guys act like they don't want to take it. So I always kind of figured out how I can approach it without being in your face, but also making you laugh.
Right.
Being able to promote the brand.
Right.
So it's been a joy. It's been fun. I love it, and it's giving me opportunity to lean into other aspects of life. So I'm really, really grateful.
Nice. And you are owner of the
King Kong? Yes, I'm a full operating owner. That's probably the thing that I'm most proud of. It's all me. I started this brand myself. Obviously, I have people that help me. I got guys behind the scenes that do my websites, marketing, and stuff like that. But no loans from banks, no partnerships. It's solely all me, and that was very intentional too. Especially when I started on social media, because I realized that I might not have the most desirable look for a supplement brand to pick me up to be an ambassador. So I was just like, F it, I'm gonna start my own thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was really important to me, especially within our community, because ownership is something that is absent. So I was very, very intentional. I wanted ownership, and I wanted to have something where I could pass down to my children or my grandchildren and kind of go on for there. So, yep.
That's kind of how I felt about the clothing line. I'm like, Nike's not going to pick me up, so you know what? I might as well just start my own.
I'm going to what does that say? I think Eric Thomas, like, I'm going to make my own damn table, and I'm going to eat from my own table.
All day.
And so it's a lot of hard work, as you know, as an entrepreneur, but it's worth it. I think the most challenging thing is being able to manage your emotions through it, because it can be an emotional roller coaster. It's like 1 month you may do good, not so good.
Right.
Being able to stay the course and stay consistent can be challenging at times. But as long as you keep going, moving forward, and you have a good product and you can market it, I think it'll work out.
Now, do you feel, I mean, your followers might want to know this, do you feel like, because you said no loans from the bank, no nothing. So
yeah.
Did you ever take out a loan to get your business started, or?
Nah, well, see, the thing was, I was actually working for FedEx Freight. I've owned my truck in the past, my own truck in the past, but I was working for this company, obviously FedEx, they're really big. And I made a pretty damn good money, you know what I mean, well over 6 figures. And so all I did was use that job and the resources to fund the brand, you know what I mean? So I didn't necessarily want to, because I didn't need to. I felt like I didn't need to get a loan or anything to start it. And plus I had some really, really dope people around me that helped me. Like my partner is the one, my best friend, my boy, my partner, he's actually the one that helped me come up with the formula. So the chemical compound you see tatted on me, that's actually the formula. So all I had to do was use my own resources to pour into the business for marketing and everything else. And to be quite honest with you, it was really simple and really easy. I was just always a very curious individual, you know what I mean? So I would be up late night on Google, like, how do you do this? How do you start this? You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the things you have to, an attribute you have to have when it comes to building a brand. You have to have a level of curiosity to figure out how people do these things.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And what about your training app?
Training app, you know, that, to be completely transparent with you, the app wasn't even something, or a training period was something I wanted to do. But the following had grown so big on Instagram, everybody just kept asking me, you train me, can you train me? And I'm like, I don't want to train anyone. So I was like, well, how can I still help individuals, but I'm not necessarily in your face training you in person, because I just didn't have the time. So I figured the app was the way to go, where I can have programs within the app, and you can communicate with me and other things within inside the app. You get discounts and we do challenges. So it was just a way to reach people. And I found that more than anything, my passion isn't necessarily fitness anymore, because I love to train. It's actually helping others. So that's where the idea for the app came from, and just something for the people to have, you know, to be better.
Explain your journey, transition from being a trucker into fitness, because you've done it. Like, how did you know what, this is it? I'm getting ready to transition from trucking to fitness. Like, this is my passion.
Man, honestly, fitness, when I started training over 20 plus years ago, that never left me. And I think that was the most surprising thing when I dropped that video about me retiring from trucking. People were like, so you've been doing this the whole time you've been driving? And they were like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, I had started the business. Was on Instagram a few years ago. I was still doing everything that you see I do now. I was still doing it with the job. So it was like, it wasn't this massive transition. I was already kind of preparing for it years ago. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there was something, and this may have happened to you, where there's been points and times in your life where, not to get too religious or gaudy, where it's like, you hear a voice, it's like, man, I'm bigger than this. Like, I know there's something out there, I should be doing more. Like, God may have a plan for me, but this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So it was always, fitness was that thing. And I remember I was telling my best friend years ago, when she asked me, she was like, what would be, if you weren't driving, what is it that you want to do? And I was like, well, 2 things. I was like, I want to make money in my sleep. I want to know what that experience feels like. And I want to make money working out, from working out. So for me, it was kind of like the best of both worlds, where I'm literally, truly living my dream. You know what I'm saying? So, and the dream is fun, but it's also a lot of hard work. A lot of people don't realize that you actually work harder for yourself
than you do for someone else.
The main thing is, say for instance, use the truck as an example. When I'm driving that truck and I park it, I park the brakes, get out and go home. I leave that truck there. When you, as you know, as an entrepreneur, you carry that business with you when you go to sleep, when you wake up, you thinking about it while you're doing other things. So your mind is constantly going, trying to figure out ways to be creative and to push your brand. So it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. I feel like I'm actually in that boat. Because I'm a teacher, as I mentioned. Right. So now I'm kind of like constantly thinking about my brand as I'm teaching.
Yes.
And I'm still to myself saying like, I'm better than this. Like, I love helping out people. That's why I teach. I coach varsity basketball.
Right.
And I love coaching. I love working out with the kids. I love teaching. But I'm always constantly saying like, there's more I can be doing. Like, there's more people that I can be reaching.
Right. Exactly. So, and it's a beautiful thing but also it can be frustrating because it's like, well, I just need guidance. What am I supposed to do with this information? And I think if you're patient with yourself and you really, really have like that come to God moment where it's like, man, I'm just gonna let go. Show me the direction I'm supposed to go into. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're gonna hit a lot of failures through that journey, but you just gotta believe in yourself.
Let go and let God.
Let go and let God, without a doubt.
Absolutely. What are some of the challenges you faced?
Several. Like, I can't even lie. My first brand completely failed. The first brand that I came out with was 111 Products because I'm real big into numerology. So same brand. I didn't have male enhancement at the time, but I was selling like protein, fat burners, and that fell completely flat on my face. And one of the reasons was because of social media, because you'll get a laugh out of this. When I first started on social media, I didn't know what to do. So I was thirst trapping. I was thirst trapping like a motherfucker. I mean, it was horrible. Like, some of the old videos, they can be actually pretty cringy. Like, the one video that kind of blew up was a few years ago was the silhouette challenge. And I did that challenge, and I think it got like 10 million views. And it was crazy because I was at work, right? In the truck. And I was on social media while I'm waiting to get unloaded. I was like, I see all these women doing this challenge. And I was like, man, I could do this. I could freak this. You know what I'm saying? So I just went ahead and did it, and it just kind of blew up. Which was cool. I'm really thankful for it. I think I went from like 5,000 followers to like 60,000 in like a week. The problem with that, because I remember I told you I had a brand, was it was all women. I love women, but women not gonna purchase from me. No. They was like, almost in a sense, it was pretty interesting. It was in the sense they were saying, up and take your shirt off. We ain't trying to hear about nothing you talk about. They just want to see you naked. That's all they care about. So when I realized, oh shit, this isn't working, because I wasn't really generating any revenue or sales. So I was like, okay, just views. That was it. And likes and views and comments don't necessarily turn into money. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to change something. I remember my partner of mine, he's like, MJ, he's like, bro, you got like one of the best physiques out here. He was like, but I can't like nothing on your page. He was like, it's all this sex. And I was like, I know, dog. I'm in the midst of turning the tide, which was that's one of the things I'm probably most proud of. My following literally went from 90+% women to now 90+% men. And it was really simple. I just stuck to the workouts, just hardcore playing the music that I like, and just embodied who I am. Because that other guy, that wasn't me. That was all fake. That was me just trying to do something to generate some type of following and platform. So the brand suffered from that. But once I got some traction, I pretty much reinvented the brand, or just rebranded, and then I rebranded it as something called Alpha Dog. Did okay, but then King Kong came along. So when I developed the King Kong product, I changed everything to King Kong. So the first two brands literally fell flat. I mean, it was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? But I understood what I had to do, and I think I read a lot. One of the things that I realized specifically in business was being able to be fluid and pivot if things aren't going the way you want. Being able to swallow your pride is like, okay, this isn't working. Let me try something else. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So a big part of that brand is redefining your lifestyle. Right. So you always have to adapt to change. Yes. Always. Without
a doubt. Always. If you don't, you're gonna fall flat, or you're gonna be left behind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to stay tapped in to what's going on. And like I said, just that curiosity. You know what I mean? It's important. You know.
How would you prevent people from making that same mistake of not being truly who you are, because social media is, I mean, it's evolving, AI is evolving. I mean, it's almost like you can create a fake you, anything. It's like, how do you prevent someone from, or how do you keep someone or motivate someone to stay true to who they are so they can continue to develop?
Great question.
In the fitness world.
Yeah, great question, because it isn't sustainable. Like, I think you can suffer, your mental health can suffer when you're trying to be something that you aren't, especially when you're trying to probably keep up with the Joneses, the cars, the way, the lifestyle. And for me, that was never a thing, because I was always pretty secure in what I have. I don't care if I have a big fancy house or a big fancy car or whatever. I was always really, really cool with who I am, and I could care less. But I do find that a lot of individuals fall in those trappings. So my advice would be with them is just kind of have a moment to yourself to understand that this isn't sustainable. And I think nowadays people kind of really can see through the shit. They're looking for the, in a sense. So if you're not genuine, if it doesn't feel good to you, man, I would really, really perhaps employ whatever it is that you need in confidence just to be yourself. It'll take you so much further, because like I said, when you aren't projecting who you really are, eventually it's going to catch up to you, and the skeletons come out the bones, and now you're embarrassed, and now you're trying to be something you're not. So that pretty much happened to me. I was cool with doing the thirst trap. It was not me, and it wasn't sustainable. You know what I mean? It was exhausting. It's like having a mask on, and at the end of the day, you come home, you have to take it off. It's like, who wants to live their life like that? You know what I mean? So, no.
It is exhausting, because then you're like, I gotta be like this, I gotta do this, somebody did this, I gotta go do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. And then now it's like, I'm tired of like trying to be like you.
Right, exactly. I just want to be me. Yeah, and I imagine that's a lot of hurt and pain with people walking around like that. You know what I mean? It cannot be enjoyable. And I think as you age and you get mature, I realize the less you care about what people think about you.
Right.
This is me.
You think it's age?
I think it can be, because I think with age and maturity, you realize that, like when you're young, you care about, oh my God, I gotta make sure I got the best shoes, or I gotta get the most current trendy thing. I think with age, it comes like, man, fuck, I'm me. I don't care what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done some shame. I've been through traumatic situations, and it's brought me to this point. I could care less what people think about me or what they say about me. Now, I do care about what my reputation says, and that's interesting, because some people, anybody who tells you they don't care what people think about them or their reputation, get the hell away from them, because that means you have nothing of value, and you're willing to do anything. You know what I mean? If you don't care, I care. I do care how I'm viewed, but not at the cost of being who I truly am, in a sense. You know.
Do you think you lost friends as you like got heavily involved in fitness? Or relationships suffered?
Not fitness, but my trajectory, like where I'm at now, I've lost several people. And I talked about that recently on another platform, where I am today, I thought I was gonna have certain people around me that I don't even talk to anymore. And it's at times it can be very hurtful, because I was like, man, I thought we were supposed to be on this journey together. Right. And look what happened, and look where we're at. So sometimes that can be a little disheartening, but that's that. What's that saying? Is like, you can't take everybody with you. And I didn't necessarily, I heard that before, but I've never experienced it. It is very true. Very true, because I can't really put my finger on it, because I don't want to assume what someone else is thinking, but it could be jealousy, or not everybody wants to see you win. Like how they say, yeah, I'm cool with you if you right here with me. But when you go to another level, it's like, oh man, you know, and unfortunately that happens all the time, you know what I mean? And especially within our community. So it's very unfortunate, but you can't let it stop you. It can be very hurtful. You're gonna lose people, but as you rise, friends rise, you're gonna realize, you're gonna see. You're gonna see. And like, what's that saying? Your day ones, that's a bunch of shit. I don't even believe in that. I am more closer with people I've probably met within the last 12 months than people that I've known for years. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people maybe necessarily, and I know this is going to sound, I don't want to say arrogant, but I think you'll understand what I mean. They just don't fit in your life anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can still be cool, but
They just don't fit.
what are we going to talk about? Right. Like, you know, my conversations are a little different now. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's even times where if you're not like my close, intimate family, I don't have time for small talk. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? I had to tell this guy I'm cool with, a younger guy. He was calling me about girl problems. I was like, bro, I ain't trying to hear this shit, man. I was like, let's talk about some money. Let's talk about how we gonna get this. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to get rid of that. And he's young, but I'm trying to tell him, yeah, that's cool. I'm not saying you don't enjoy women, but you really need to focus on what you got going on. Women, like what's that whole saying, or BC Boys, I'm not sure who it is. I got 99 problems, but a woman ain't one. I don't want.
That was Jay-Z.
That was Hov?
That was
okay.
Jay-Z. That was Jay-Z.
I know he had the song, but yeah, and that's really true. Like I remember there are times, probably the last, I haven't had women issues, I can't even tell you.
Really?
In a long time, because I put myself first in what I'm focused on and what I'm trying to accomplish. And when you kind of locked into that, I think your energy a lot of times doesn't even allow that shit. Like, don't even come at me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
In a long time. No women issues.
No issues at all.
Do you think it was hard dating? Have you been in multiple relationships prior to your engagement?
Yeah, I've been married before. I had a few long stint relationships. Those relationships were great. They molded me into who I am today. I'm very, very thankful for them. I really don't have anything bad to say about any of my exes. They can't say that about me, but for me.
Well, nothing bad, but like, do you think fitness kind of took you away from some of your relationships, or?
No, because I really set the standard. You knew what you were getting yourself into. Yeah. Like if you dating me, ain't gonna be no questioning why I'm going to the gym or what I'm doing. Like,
but so you think that they might have not was able to handle it?
They seem to do well with it. They were not being honest,
authentic with themselves.
Authentic with it, but
we talked about that.
I can't really. That's not my concern. Right. You know what I'm saying? This is a mass. Even before social media, I always had a regimen and structure. I'm getting up early. I'm going to handle my business. Then I'm going to work and all the other different things. So I think I remember I dated this one young lady, and she was a dancer. And I was giving her an analogy because she loved dance. And I told her, I was like, hey, how you feel about dance is how I feel about the gym. And she had that aha moment. She was like, oh, this is serious for you.
This is not just a hobby.
This is not a hobby. This is a lifestyle. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think once she kind of understood it, she never gave me any problems or anything at all. But it was an opportunity for her to kind of understand my world in a sense. And she never came into my world. You know, she didn't work out at all. And but she was very understanding that this is my space. It contributed to my emotional health and mental health. So, how
was that? I mean, dating someone that didn't work out. I mean, because
now
it has to be difficult.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you, not for me, and I'll tell you why. Because if you lined up all the women I've dated, all of them look different. Mm-hmm. They all look different. Height, you know what I'm saying? Tall, short, thick, slim, light, brown, like all kind of different. So I never really got, a lot of people probably assume, oh, he dating a super fit chick, but it's not necessarily that. For me, I enjoy people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a dope personality and dope energy. That's not necessarily something that you don't have to come in my world. You don't have to be super fit. As long as you are healthy. Healthy does matter to me.
And what does that look like?
It doesn't come in a package, meaning you're not necessarily healthy in a sense I want to be around. You know what I'm saying? Making sure my cardiovascular is okay. I'm not eating junk all the time, and just in moderation. I have cheat days as well. You know what I mean? If you see my cheat days, you'd probably be disgusted, right? I'm gonna do a cheat day for you guys so you guys can see it as well. But those are the things that gives me balance. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, anybody who dealt with me, you came into my world, was like, oh, he's not like eating chicken and broccoli every single day. No, I enjoy myself. Yeah. You know, and a lot of times they usually kind of came on in anyway. It's like, oh, well, shoot. It's like, say for instance, you look the way you look, you dating someone, sometimes I can be like, oh, I need to tighten up. I can't be walking around with this beautiful man or beautiful woman. I was like, it kind of, sometimes you'll realize they'll kind of be like, okay, I got to tighten up a little bit.
At least do, at least do a mile or two.
And then some people shy away from us because they be like, yeah, that's too much. That's going to, maybe they feel like they have to be held to a certain standard or a level of accountability. But a lot of times it's not. I would say anybody who indulges in any type of relationship, as soon as you go in, my number one thing is this. If you are okay with them not getting any better, then good. But if your expectations are based on potential, especially physically, then that's not the person for you. Because a lot of times, and I think more women kind of adopt that mentality, specifically when it comes to ambition and drive. Like if you're dating a guy and you expect him, oh, he's making $50,000 a year, but with me, he can get to $100,000. You're playing a very dangerous game, and you might fall flat on your face and be disappointed. You should take a person as you meet them and accept them. And that's physically too, not just financially. You know what I'm saying? If you meet a woman, I don't think you should go down, but you shouldn't expect them to, go up. You know what I'm saying? If you cool with them being them, that may be your person.
So you're saying meet a person how they are, and you should love them and want to be
just
with them
how
how
you
they
meet
are.
them.
If they don't get better,
they don't get better,
they
don't get
worse.
You should be comfortable with that. Right, exactly.
I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate this.